Well, hello, yours truly, Euge Valovirta here. First time that I'm doing this, recording my screen and whatever, so let's see how this turns out. I've gotten a few questions from you, from fans and people interested in guitar playing and recording, that how I record guitars at home. As you may know that both Cyrus albums I recorded the first album, actually all my guitars here at my home studio, and then sent them to Jacob Hansen for reamping. And the second album, which is about to be released quite soon, the first single actually in a few days, so stay tuned. But on that album I recorded my solos and some of the additional melodies and stuff here at home, and then I sent the DI signals to Jacob Hansen, to Hansen Studios, to Denmark, also with the sounds from my plugins, and he actually ended up using also my plugins instead of reamping with real amps and the plugins he uses, because he liked my sounds a lot, which I was very pleased, because Hansen is a very well-known and demanding producer. So anyway, the stuff that I use home is I have actually here, as you can see, I have opened a Logic file. I use Logic and I use Pro Tools, depending on the stuff, what's best. But for songwriting and demoing, I really like to use Logic. So here's just the song that I wrote. Maybe it will be on the next Trier album, or at least some parts of it, but now it's just a demo without any vocals. And you can see there's two main rhythm guitars, melody guitars, and so on. So here's the DI sound, which it sounds like that. Not very inspiring. So what I do, I use mainly STL Tones plugins. I have them. They're all three. They've released: Howard Benson, Andy James, and Will Putney. And on this song, or what I mostly use is I use the Marshall Plexi from Howard Benson. That's kind of like my go-to. I use that basically always, especially on leads and melodies, and usually on the rhythm track. And then I usually couple that with some modern amplifier like 5150 or Wagner Überschall from Andy James and Will Putney's plugins, or the Überschall from Howard Benson. So here's what I have, and then I usually sometimes, or lately, I've been using Ownhammer's impulse responses, which I think they're really good. I mean, the impulse responses that comes from those aforementioned plugins are really good, and there's nothing wrong, but sometimes I find them a bit like fizzy and I don't know, boomy or something. They don't feel that natural to me. I don't know how to explain it. But then I stumbled upon, or I found it, the Ownhammer impulse responses, and I like those a lot. So I bought the Heavy Hitters pack 1, which I've been using now, and a couple of impulses there. So what we have here is as you can see, the Ownhammers, I have like 10, or it's probably 12 of my favorite. They are this OH1, so it's basically, if I've understood correct, it's SM57 with a Royer 121 microphone, two microphones combined, which is kind of the classic. I found out that I like those microphones, that combination, and over the years when I've recorded with real amps and real cabinets, I found it that my favorite speakers are Celestion Greenbacks and Vintage 30s and the Eddie Van Halen speakers. So as you can see here, I have here Diesel, V30, Marshall Eddie Van Halen plus V30, so it's a combination with and so on. Mesa Boogie with V30s, and these are all for about 12 cabinets, as you can see. So right now I have here is an orange M25, which is Celestion Greenbacks with 57 and 121 microphone, and I usually put the low pass around 10 kilohertz, because above that I think it's just kind of like fizzy, unnecessary things, at least to me. Maybe, I don't know, maybe someone disagrees, but I found that above that it's just this. And the high pass I haven't put at all. I've just leave it that, and then I might add a high pass filter in the mix if I want. But I like, when I play, I like to hear the rumble, and the resonance is cool here. It's I don't know. It does something. It adds everything. It adds a little bit high and low and whatever. I guess it mimics the speaker, like moving forward when you play really loud or something. I don't know. It just sounds cool when you tweak it, put a little in there. All right. That's the cabinet thing, and then let's put that on, and then the amp what I have now here is the Plexi, and I have my setup Marshall Heavy, so it's your basic Marshall, and with the overdrive. I guess it's some kind of screamer, kind of classic, level. This is level VHS gain, level max gain, overdrive, just a hair up. Tone, I have actually quite a lot of that because I found this a little bit dark, because I usually use super overdrive, which is a little bit brighter, so I'm used to that. So I tweak this the tone a bit up. Okay, so yeah, so the guitar signal was like this. Without the cabinet, then we add the impulse response. Really thick tone. I mean, I can demonstrate a few other options. I like the orange greenbacks with this Marshall, Plexi Marshall with greenbacks and Les Paul. Can't go wrong. And the guitar that I used to record this was my signature ESP with EMG pickup. Okay, now we have that. Then let's go to the right channel, and that sounded like this. And let's open the tonality, and what we have here is a Andy James plugin and 5150 with EL 34s, kind of like a little bit more British style. And this cabinet I chose orange 4x12 with a vintage 30 and greenback combination. So it sounds like this. I mean, with the orange, it was a little bit too dark, because this is the 5150 is a bit darker sounding amp in general than the Plexi Marshall, so it needed a little bit more upper mid-range thing what vintage 30s have. So as you can hear, hopefully, the tone is really thick, and you know, there's not those fizzy upper harmonics there. I mean, I can play once more how they sound. I mean, in a mix, you might wanna add a little bit of those, but this is just how I like this it to sound when I'm recording. So it's you can tweak these as well. That's what is good thing with these plugins, and what's good thing when you record a DI, that you can tweak it afterwards. You can change the amps, you can change the cabinets, you can change the high-low pass filters, whatever. This is just my like I think Euge own hammer. This is like my go-to setup where I like start, and then if I feel like when I'm recording that I need to maybe change the cabinet or the head to someone else or adjust this, then it's easy to just do. So let's pan the guitars left and right. They both sound like this at the same time. I like the really like thick distortion. It's not really modern, but it's not like vintage or something. It's kind of in between, because I mean, I like all kinds of guitar sounds, but when I dial in a sound, I always end up, going towards the Les Paul or 5150 Marshall greenback overdrive kind of thing with thick gain and not extremely highs or extreme lows, kind of mid-rangey. Maybe you can see my mids are quite up here, and with the EL34s it's quite in your face, which I like. Okay, and we can obviously change the amps, like let's say let's take Wagner here, and then with Wagner it sounds like this. So it's much more modern. With Marshall comes that, and what I like to have two. This is the trick I learned from Jacob Hansen, because how he's been doing whatever is the correct word with Cyrus albums, with our two albums. There's one amp which is, I think, Engel Fireball 60 on the left channel with some 4x12 cabinet, I guess mic with 57121 and maybe 421, and then 5153 on the right channel with another 4x12 cabinet. I don't remember, probably vintage 30s or whatever, or Eddie Van Halen speakers or greenbacks. Maybe Hansen uses those, and with the same mic. So it's kind of, it makes it more like even the stereo picture is even more wider. Because let's put another 5150 here, so you can see what I mean. Let's put this off, and then Euge 5150 EL34. All right, and let's take the orange cabinet. Okay, so now that it's two similar amps with similar cabinets. What's going on here? Okay, now, oh, yeah. Haha, let's put it like this. Hey. Now it should work. Yeah, it's important that the signal chain is in the correct order, so it sounds a bit weird if you put your speaker cabinet before the amplifier. Okay. Yeah, so another try, and so they sound like this one. They are exactly the same. When you change the speaker, it makes it sound a little bit wider. At least I can. But when you know, switch the entire amp, it sounds a little bit wider or open. I really like the combination of a Marshall. I think this kind of like Plexi or JCM 800 style with that middle hunk, and then some a bit more modern like 5150. So I like this combination, how they sound. How they sound together, you know. Okay, now we have the amps and the cabinets, and well, let me demonstrate. You know, the Marshall with its own cab. Let's take this. So like I told you, they sound good, but to me they're a little bit harsh sounding. So that's why I've really like to use these. I mean, they sound. I think they sound more natural. Maybe I'm old school. I've used like these. I mean, I have a JCM Hater and I have a 5150, and I've had a Marshall 4x12 cabinet with greenbacks. I had a cabinet with vintage 30s, so it's kind of like the sound I'm used to, that I played for many years. But when I used real amps live, like Syro, we play directly in line. But then there's I have another gear like vintage real hardware pedals, and then a new Neber iconoclast speaker emulator. But that's another story. I've presented them in my previous videos. Okay. Yeah, so that's two guitars. Let's click them out of the screen, and then what we have here is also a bass. what I did, it's just 11 racks preset. I don't remember the name, but probably some distorted Ambec. I really like the 11 rack. That's my DAW, my 11 rack. And sometimes I use those plugins too, but I really like to use the STL ones for guitar, because I think they sound and feel the most natural compared to real things. I mean, real thing is always a real thing, but I mean, who can tell in the mix if you've used real or plugin or whatever? At least I can't even tell my own albums. I mean, I've used on the Syra albums. There's real amps, there's plugins, there's Kemper. I really don't remember what was used, so it's just, you know, I guess a feel thing, you know. But you know, real amp is always real amp still, even though these plugins are really good. Okay, now we have a guitar and bass. Okay, and there was drums too. So yeah, the drums are additive drums, what I use, my own kit. So yeah, you can achieve pretty good sounding demos, you know, without any amplifiers, any real drums. You know, you just have to have a guitar and bass, and you have to know how to play them. Yeah, and then there's also some clean guitar. These are, I took this directly from Andy James plugin. I didn't touch anything. So yeah, so this was the Andy James plugin, because it's a Vox AC30. Didn't touch anything, sounded amazing right from the get go. And the Andy James, the 5150, it sounds really good. There's two 4x2 cabinets. The first one sounds really cool. I guess it's probably based on some cabinet with vintage 30s. At least it's really close to the Ownhammer's Marshall and those cabinets that I used. But again, it was maybe a bit harsh sounding for my old ears. I guess you modern younger kids like to have that really aggressive top end. But I'm more of a you know, more on the softer side. You know, greenback. It's kind of this nice balanced speaker without any harsh things. But sometimes harsh is good actually. And the guitar tone, the rhythm guitar tone on the forthcoming Syra album, they're actually quite like really aggressive and harsh, but they just you know, fit in the mix well. And like I said, these are just how I recorded, and if these tracks would be used in a you know, commercial song or whatever, and whoever might mix mix this might use completely different cabinets or whatnot, and I might be just fine with that, because I mean so on one day you think that you know, this Marshall Greenback, it's the best sound ever, and then the next day you might, you know, use Uber with a really heavy low end and screech top end cabinet. It's just I found out that my taste, it varies what I'm looking for, but in general I'm kind of like, you know, EL34 Greenback, Tube Screamer, Super Overdrive, Les Paul kind of guy. Hopefully you found this interesting and informative, and sorry about the hassles, whatever there was. I'm trying to edit this after this whole thing. Let's see. Like I told you, I've never done this before, but I just like to try new things. So yeah, hey, if you like, please subscribe, and thanks for watching, and all the best, and take care. Bye.